This paper style effect I've been doing everywhere in my videos recently. I've even done it in the Canario documentary that came out. We had this whole premiere. I'm gonna throw some videos up on screen. And when everybody's trying to one-up each other, one of the biggest ways to stand out is just by being different. And this effect does exactly that. It's super simple, super easy to make, but it just adds a ton of character. I was inspired to do this because I used to do claymations for my clothing brand, Bad Pipe Angle, and I really like that choppy animation aesthetic. So I wanted to recreate it digitally. So this is how we do it without printing paper, without ripping things up. So for this, I'm gonna be using Photoshop, but you can use whichever photo editor that you have. First, we're just gonna drag and drop a photo of our subject in. We're gonna use paper assets from my magnificent paper assets pack that you can get for free on my website when you get one of the other packs. It's a part of this thing called the Vault, and you'll get 11 free packs. The link will be down below. And we're gonna choose any paper asset that has this torn edge to it. Drag it, drop it in, and then use the magic wand tool. Set the magic wand tool to 50 tolerance, and then click on the white edge. Then hit Control J, which will duplicate it and give you just the edge. Once we have just the edge, place it above the subject, and then go to edit, and then use the puppet warp tool. This will make it so that you can put a ton of pins on the asset and you can warp it to your liking. For us, we're gonna warp it around the edge of the subject, and we're gonna repeat this process duplicating edges and puppet warping them on until we've gone around the whole thing. Fantastic job. If the edge is too long, you can always use the polygonal lasso tool and just delete the part that hangs off. Once we have the full edge, select all of them and hit Control E to join them all into one. I said this was really easy, and there we go. We have a really good looking paper asset. But for me, I want to add some extra texture onto this. So I'm going to use one of the white pages from this same pack, drag it and drop it on, and then make a clipping mask so that it only goes onto the head of the subject. Then once I'm there, I'm going to change the blending mode. You can play around with this, but I like to use divide because it gives the crumpled paper look. Then I'm gonna select anything that's not in the head, and I'm gonna delete it with Control X. Then there we go. We have a really convincing looking paper asset. You can put a drop shadow on it, and for the way I animate it in Premiere Pro, it's also really simple. We wanna have this choppy, grungy animation style like this. So drag the asset on and then hit Shift and the arrow to go forward 5 frames. Cut, then do this again 3 more times, and you will have 4 separate parts. The first part, keep it normal. The second part, turn the rotation to 2. Leave the third one how it is. The fourth one to rotation -2. That way it does this. It just shakes a little bit back and forth. Select all 4 of those and hold Option and drag them to the other side. And repeat this process until the asset is animating the whole way through the section that you want. Awesome job, you just made that grungy claymation effect without all of the hassle. That's just one paper effect. If you want a ton more, I made a 45-minute video right here where we cover a lot of paper effects that you can do using this pack. Appreciate you. Peace out. God bless.